All right, so good morning, everybody. You'll be watching it probably in the morning, so good morning. It's 11 p.m. in New York, 3 a.m. in London, and I'm the CEO of Hydrogen Top International. And I got a very good feedback from the first vlog I've done yesterday, so I'm just going to continue as I promised to share with you what happens every single day. I spent a whole day today in Hartford, Connecticut, and I came back to New York just now. It was a very, very tough day. I hope it was going to bring the results I'm expecting. So there were 2 lots of meetings, one lunch and one dinner, both about 2.5 hours, when I was trying to convince the investors, the American investors, about this technology. I was trying to as I said before, I was trying to do 2 things. This is the mission and the goal of this first trip. Of course, to buy stock on the OTCQB, but the second thing is to get me introduced to somebody like Walmart. Because you see, if you think of United States, you think of New York, right away, images come up. You think of Texas, images come up. You think of Miami, I think LA, things come up. But what really, what do you think when you think Connecticut? So I didn't know really, right? So I Googled it, and it occurs that it's one of the richest states in the United States, right? So there's wealth there. There are people who want to invest, and they're interested. And what's more important is that they actually want to invest in something meaningful. So most of the people I met today were 70 plus. I would say the average was that, and they really want to invest in something meaningful. I mean, they understand the ESG potential. I mean, they've made their money before. There was one gentleman who said, "I was selling plastic all my life, and now I actually want to kind of do the reverse. I want to reverse my sins, if you can say so." So as always, no names. I'm not going to say anything, but people seem to be very enthusiastic about something that is very difficult, because building this plant is difficult, and let's not kid ourselves, it's not easy. It's not an app, right? It's something that actually needs kit. It needs long lead items. It's something that it's not a walk in the park, but at the same time, it is something that has a potential to change the world, and this is what excites people. I mean, they don't, they invest in Netflix, of course. They invest in things that are just making money overnight, and but NFTs and so on. But they really want something meaningful. This is the approach the feedback I got today. And there was also one institution, a Zoom call with an institution, a gentleman who was actually on a holiday with his family, and he's not in New York, and he wanted to talk. He's very sector oriented, so he knows all the companies like Power and others, and he actually is interested in the fact that we can generate cash like others cannot in the sector. So it was actually very good, very productive day. Some glitches as well. There are some glitches with the OTCQB, with the OTC market. It is all about comparing, the cross trading, Aquis, OTC. I've been pretty much talking to people all day long, but I know that the things probably will be sorted. I had a gentleman sitting next to me just after the lunch, after our lunch, and just next to, he was sitting, and he wanted to buy $6,000 worth of stock, and he couldn't. So for the whole day, we were trying to figure out why not, right? So it's a complex matter. It should be resolved by tomorrow, but there was a problem. and but we'll get onto it. So I have all the contact details to these people who are interested in investing, and I'll try to get this problem resolved. I think that these are like natural problems that every company that is trying to do something like that has and experiences, and this is just, cross trading is could be problematic, but this is just the beginning. And tomorrow is a holiday in New York. Then I'm flying to Atlanta. So it's a very, very, very busy day. And well, I can only hope for tomorrow. Let's see what happens tomorrow. It was indicated to me that the interest is very, very substantial. I was asked, how can we help? So aside from buying stock, of course, how can we actually help? What can we do? Can we introduce you to people? And as I said, yes, well, find me Walmart. It's actually interesting. I took it as a souvenir from the Marriott I stayed yesterday. A teacup, right? A teacup just wrapped in plastic, just to make it sterile. It makes sense. So, America is filled with it, and people know about it. Actually, people do. They are conscious about the waste, the plastic waste pollution. So, there was. This is how I think I would end it, because it's already 6 minutes is already too long. There was this movie with Daniel Day-Lewis called There Will Be Blood, and it's about a man who searching for oil, and it's very bloody, right? I mean, people die, people lose their limbs, and it's they don't sleep, they work all the time, and obviously it is not the case, but this is very, very hard work. I mean, this is just it's not easy to convince people that this is going to work. And I think my only worry and my only problem is that this should have been done before, long time before that I'm doing it now. I mean, I have the impression that United States is a great country, and I think the potential is incredible here. So it's just too bad that it's only happening now, because maybe we would have been, as waste to energy plants, much more further ahead down the road than we are now. Also, I would like to say something about the announcement today of the JV in Poland with PAG. I'm very grateful to PAG for that, and I hope for a collaboration that will be very, very, very fruitful, and yeah, we'll be working closer together on many projects. So thank you very much, and good morning. Good night, and good morning to you.